Hello, everybody, and this is another edition of Life and Fight of a podcast, special edition UKFC fighters. We've got today Kurtis Campbell. How are you doing, Curtis?
Good, Geek. How are you?
So just talk a bit about you, Curtis. Correct me if I'm wrong in any way. So you're 17 years old. You train
Yeah.
out of MMA Academy Liverpool and KC Fight Base.
Yeah.
What's it like training out of both gyms? What do you feel like they bring to you as a fighter?
Well, I've always been with Casey Fight Base, my coach Kyle Keane. Since I was little, he took me from another gym that we used to start in Thai, and we opened up. Me, dad, and Kyle. We opened up a gym, and like ever since we just grown, and like Kyle's stand up is phenomenal, and I personally do think it's the best, and it's the best around. So I'll never leave Kyle, as I think he's got so much potential to offer me as in the strike game. And there was a point where our gym, like, there was a point where there weren't many fighters. There was only a group full of us, and we sat down. And Kyle basically sent me off to Jason, because I used to go there for me jits as a kid, and then I left because like I had a couple of injuries, suffered with a tibia fibia break and an ankle. So after all that was done and it settled, I really wanted to set off for the MMA game. So Kyle sent me to Jason, and like ever since, Jason's just like been such a phenomenal coach to me, and all the other, and coach Mike Wooten and my dad, everyone has just brought me on, and like the sparring partners and the drilling partners, just everything around two gyms are just amazing for me. Just the like SBGA as well with Coach Alex Sunland, the way like they all just evolve and they come around the fighter and how they do it is just amazing.
Sweet. So you are, like you say, you're 17, so you're very, very early in this sport. But if anyone that doesn't know you needs to check you out on Facebook and YouTube, anyone that has seen you knows how good you are. So you're 3-1, you're 2-0 on UKFC, and until everything that's going on right now with the lockdown and the coronavirus situation, you build at some point to face Marlon Jones for the Bantamweight title. Whether that's in May, October, whenever the fight will most likely happen. How was things going towards to that fight before sort of everything happened, and how much does that fight mean to you in your career right now?
Well, there's always been like this, not really animosity, how do you ever you say that word, but like tension with me and Marlon since like, because we've always been on the K1 and the Thai game, like this is like 10 years now, so like we've always been there. Like he started from a K1 gym, Long Lane called T-Mass, and like there's always been that tension with the gyms, but like I think Marlon's a superb fighter. I think he's young, he's prospect, he's strong, and I only want the hardest fights. And unfortunately, he's in my way for the UKFC belt, and that's what I shall be taking, whether it's May, whether it's October. But this camp so far, like still 10, 11 weeks out, and like I was still, I weren't in the best of shape, but it was probably one of the best shapes I've ever felt. Like just me growing in my camp, and I was looking forward to the fight because I know it's not going to be easy, and that's the best part about it. I only want tough fights. I want blood in my fights. I just want a war. And just to give what everyone wants, just to show our both talents, how strong we actually are, because all this amateurs just for the experience. Win, lose or draw, I'm not really like too fussed about. I know I want the belt, and that'll be a lovely bonus, but I really want like to show everyone what I can do in the cage for me pro rankings when I really take over, when I turn pro.
It's a good mindset to be in. The fact that the belt's the bonus, but it's the caliber of fight or the style of the fight, which is more about your growth as an amateur. Where does that come from? Where's that been ingrained? Is it because you've been training and fighting for so long? Is it something your dad or previous coaches have said to you?
Well, I'm always like Kyle and Jason. Like they don't give me too much. They always humble me, and I like that. And so does my dad. He tells me what I need to do. Like if I'm being lazy, I get put into check. If I'm being too much, they'll have to tell me to slow down because my body will work overtime. But like ever since I was kids, I always loved the grind, and like it was hard when I was little because like obviously I'm a nerd, and that's what I am because I always play my computer games, and that's what I love doing, and I'll never change. But ever since I was young, I was always fat. So like I was always putting in the graft, and that's what I love doing. And I didn't ever think I'd be at this level the way I am. I only done it for like self-defense and to be a martial artist. But now I'm being a martial artist in a fighting world, which I never thought I'd be, and I really do love it because like the K1 and Thai game was like very different to this because like you'd always get uneven matches, which always better because I like Thai. I've had 43 Thai fights, which I am unbeaten and 43-0 in Thai. So like
Wow.
I've had a phenomenal Thai background, and that's like mainly just because of Kyle and my dad. So like we always were working. We travelled everywhere. I've travelled all over the world to fight Thai with Kyle and my dad. It was just like phenomenal, and some of the experience that I've had, like I'd still love to fight Thai. And one of like my goals in life is to fight a Thai fight in Thailand itself to see how they are because they are like the top. So I want to go and beat the top, just like I want to do. I want to take over like the Thai game and the MMA game. I want to like show everyone what I can do and my name, like and who I am.
So where you train at a KC Fight Base, that's your dad and Kyle. Is that together? Or is that there? So is it Keen Campbell Fight Base? That's basically what the initials are.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So how long has your dad and Kyle had that? So has that been a while? Is that something that they formed? Like you're related to Kyle? Is he your cousin?
No. Kyle's just like no. I met Kyle at like a Thai gym when I first started. What my cousins used to go to, and I went there just to learn self-defense. And then I got just like Kyle sort of took a shine to me and took me away from like all the other like coaches and fighters, and we just taught me. Took privates with Kyle because like he was young. He was about 20, 22 between them ages, and he was just like when he was fighting, he was just knocking everyone out in Thai and K1. So like he just took me under his wing, and we just worked. So like it's always been there.
So I've known Kyle for quite a few years now. I've seen him fight an FCC for the belt. Obviously, his career is he's more concentrated on his teaching, his training at the minute. And you're one of the shining examples of what caliber of fighters he can produce along with your dad. Is there anyone else out of KC that you would like to give a shout out to? Anyone that people should watch at any age?
Yeah, like I've got and Liverpool and like we've just got a massive squad. Like there's a little handful like JJ Jones from Southport. You got Charlie Barner, Connor Walsh, Jake Devon. You've got Charlie Bolton, Leighton Kane, Harvey Roberts. There's like a full group of us. And you know what? I probably missed a couple out, and I'm so sorry for that because the machines and he put like there's no easy grappling in, and there's no easy fighting. Like I go in and I'm more nervous to spar with my sparring partners than I am to fight because I know they're going to offer me a lot more than anyone else's.
That is a crazy mindset in the fact that you know how high your training partners are. So I guess walking into a fight, there's not much to worry. You know you've already had the hardest stage of a training camp before a fight. What do you feel the next step is for you then? Obviously Marlon is technically on the agenda whenever that happens. Is there anyone else out there that you want to fight? Is there anything you want to do? Is the IMAFs on your schedule?
No, I'm not really into the IMAFs. Like I did go into the cadets one, which was very good, but like there's a couple of people that I do want to fight. Marlon's my main focus at this moment in time because he's next. So I'm really focusing on Marlon, but probably there is a couple, and I will announce soon after this fight. Definitely, because got my eye on them.
So when I was speaking to Liam Kraken earlier today, so you fought Liam for the Cage Warriors Academy Northwest Junior Bantamweight title. That's a mouthful. It didn't go your way, but it was one of the best fights I've seen, especially because he's 18, you're 17. I think you were probably 16 at the time. He was 17 or something like that anyway. What was it like to face someone like the caliber of Liam? And I'm sure he thinks the same about you because he holds you saying you're a beast as well in the interview that I did with him. What did you take away from that fight?
That fight was like, I'm grateful for this fight because he was like, I was only 2-0 at the time, so I was like very inexperienced, and like it was 3 rounds out of both fights I only took out of it. So like to get a 3-round war off Liam, and he was very strong. So like to get a 3-round war off Liam was very good, and it was good on my behalf, because like that fight took, like I took a lot away at the grappling side of what I needed to work on with that, and like where I needed to go for the grappling. So I took a lot of grappling things for that, because I didn't really get to show much striking in the fight, but I got to show heart and like how I can still go for it and change them from 2 rounds down to maybe just edging the last round. So it was good. It was good, but like even like when I was like training for that fight, I was always fighting bigger people, and like even the teammates for that fight and after the fight that have helped me, like I like to like I'd start to train with like the lightweights and welterweights, because I like it, because I know I'm always getting like pressured. Like for example, like Connor Hughes, Loz, Fitzpatrick, Mark Kinsella, Kinney, and Lefty, Mark, Lefty.
Yes,
So,
Mike Thompson.
Mike Thompson, yeah. See, we don't even call him Mike. It's Lefty, and it's Lefty only.
I'll quickly show. I've got interviews lined up for the next 3 days, and I put Lefty rather than Mike Thompson.
Lefty is like, he is very good. I do most of my rounds with Lefty and Chris Green as well. They're like, I always do rounds with them, and Connor Hughes. But like Loz and Mike Wooten, Tan, and Kinney, they're like, and Alan Shepo as well. Alan Shepo was a big part of since my Liam fight, and maybe just before it. Like Alan Shepo is a phenomenal wrestler, and he always has been. And like we have Sunday service, which is our wrestling, and it's invite only. And I have never been in a place where I have felt more in deep water in my life. Like it is crazy, because Alan Shepo has got like an American wrestling style, and he is that good. So like, and Loz takes it with Shepo. And Loz, the knowledge of Loz Fitzpatrick is very, very scary, and it's crazy. And Jason Tan and Mike Wooten. So like it's crazy their knowledge, because sometimes I'll be training and he'll tell me to do something and it will work that good. I just sit there and just look at them, mind blown. It's crazy. And like it's not just an MMA gym. We have like different people, like the judo style. Mark Austin, he's like phenomenal judo, and I've never been like through about like so much in my life by this man. And like I've only found this in like the last year and a half. Not even that, probably how much I am not there. But it like I am the small fish in a big pond when it comes to the gym. Like all the gyms and whole, and I love it because I want to be the big fish. But I know it's going to be ages till I be that big fish. So it's good.
You mentioned Loss, and obviously he's from a stand-up background, so I guess you take a lot of knowledge or a lot of time with him, because you can see he stepped into a gym probably like you. Ground game wasn't there. You've had to build it up. Do you ever ask or speak to Loz about how he transitioned?
I always do. Like there will always be times like because Loz takes some striking classes in the MMA, which are like so good, like little techniques that he shows us. And every time I roll with Loz, I'm in deep water. So every time he hits me with something, how did you do that? What did you set me up? What do I not need to do? I am with every training partner, I'm always asking them. But like every training partner is elite in Liverpool MMA. So like every time, from like white belts to black belts, everyone, if they catch me out, that is my fault. It's they have done their job and it's good. So I always ask, what did I do wrong? Because I know next time not to do that.
So earlier on in the interview, you called yourself a geek and nerd because you're a computer game guy, and it's funny you say that. And I know you probably heard it from people before. I've heard people at UKFC go, didn't expect that kid to fight like that, but, because of the way you look and you had your glasses and stuff like that, and your hair. When you beat Jack Salt, obviously he looked completely different to you.
Jack Salt is like He is. He's been sculptured out. You know, he's got abs on abs. He was like, and the best thing about it is like everyone has this big scary look. Like Jack Salt is a big dude compared. Well, I thought he was compared to me. He had abs, he had muscles, but like that doesn't matter because when I take my glasses off, I cannot see. My eyesight is that bad. I cannot see. So like standing across that cage, I cannot see them until I am at that center,
Wow.
which is crazy. That's what like it's mad when like sometimes everyone says, am I seeing just right? And other people are seeing just because like people seeing too much in a fight game, or some people might say, am I seeing too less? So like there's a big controversial about it. So but it's just the way I am. I'm like, I don't want to get contacts. I don't want to get laser eye surgery. I like big glasses, and I like being able to not see because like
Glasses are
even
cool,
when
man. Glasses are cool.
they are. That's the way to go. And like even when I'm teaching junior Thai and KC with like 4-year-olds to like 11-year-olds, I never drill with them with my glasses on. I always take them off because I know I can teach them a lot better than I can with my glasses on. Because I see like it's weird. I see where they're going wrong with my glasses off when I can't see. I just feel I see like a sharp like outline, and I just know where they're going wrong and where they do this. Like I've got like a phenomenal junior team coming on. Like they're amazing. You will see them on your show in the next few years, 100%.
It's funny you say that because I don't know the difference in our eyesight. Maybe mine's a bit better, mine's a bit worse. When I take my glasses off, I can see it becomes blurry to read and stuff like that, and short distance. I don't want contacts myself. It gives me headaches. I don't want laser eye surgery because I'm scared that I'll go blind, knowing my look.
Yeah.
That I've been told by my opticians that it only lasts 10, 15 years anyway, and then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
And I think it's not worth it for me. I'm happy with my glasses. I've had my glasses for 20 odd years now. This is who I am, what I'm used to, so it's just the way it is. Do you feel like because of how you've trained on having the same eyesight throughout the years, do you feel like if you did get better sight, it would change your game? Because I know jiu-jitsu black belts that are blind, that have been blind all their life, that all they know is because they trained. Some people actually train with their eyes closed in grappling because they just like to feel movement. Do you feel like it would hinder you having better eyesight, if that makes sense?
Truthfully, this has always been on my mind. I do not know because like I don't know how it is because when I do have my glasses on and when I do show drills, I feel like I don't have it there. Do you get what I mean? I don't know what it is. It might just be like my mind game. I just don't feel when I can flow and I can do things with my glasses on when I have them off. So like I'm grateful that I do have glasses because a lot of people like underestimate it and like, you know, call me goggles and stuff like that, but I love it. I do. I love all that stuff because I know it's their time is gonna come when they do face the goggles and they're not gonna like it. And that's just the way. That's just how it is. But it's the sport, and that's what I'm here to do.
Are you a football fan?
I am. I'm an Evertonian, but like it's not really. I'm not really into it. I used to go to the game with my granddad. I used to have a season ticket for about 3 seasons, but I'd spend more time on my phone playing games than I'd actually watch the football.
The reason I ask is only because I don't think it'd be practical in MMA. I don't know if you remember him, Edgar Davids. He wore goggles. He played for Tottenham for a little while and played in Europe and probably one of the best players. If your dad's a football fan, ask him or Google him. He had bad eyesight and he used to wear goggles, like proper stuck on. It would be practical MMA, but I'm guessing it might be practical in jiu-jitsu. Maybe it's worth looking into. I don't know. So we'll touch on the geek nerdy side of you. What games do you play, especially in lockdown, to pass time? What are you into?
Call of Duty. That's
Call of Duty.
my sport. Yeah, that's where I am. Like, I am stupidly good at that. Like when I was a kid, Modern Warfare 2 was literally where I go. Like I completed the game in about 4 or 5 days when I was young. I literally come home, had 2-3 sausage rolls, go back up, have play for about an hour, come home, have my tea, have another 2-3 sausage rolls, and that's all I do when I was little. I would look like a living a bowling ball if I never done any sport or physical activity, because I do have an eating disorder. So I like to keep myself active. Yeah, I love my food. But
it's funny that the first Call of Duty I played was the third one, only because my mate was saying, "Oh, play with us," and it was never really a game. I was like, "Oh, screw it, I'll play it." I fell in love with Modern Warfare 3. I just don't feel like the games have lived up to it since. Like this new game that's out, it's okay. I just think it's too detailed. But I feel like Modern Warfare 3 had the great balance of everything. Also, you played them all. What do you think?
I still think nothing's gonna ever be Modern Warfare 2. I think the campaign and everything was just amazing with it. Like the way they're bringing it out with the new one, I think all the other like Call of Duties and Black Ops since, probably the remastered one is the new one that's just come out now. That's probably the best since Modern Warfare 2. Their campaign is unreal, but like there's a group of us and we all just come home. Like I do my training and then I get a text off them because we have a big group chat. You're coming on, or you're coming on. So I'll play that, and then I'll go on like a bike rides daily. I'll do loads of that, and then I'll do like pad session, or I'll roll with my dad in the night because my dad's a grappler and that's what he always has been. And like he is nasty. He is not like just. He is not just a wrestler. He is a nasty grinding person when it comes to the wrestling. So like anyone that puts their elbow in my face, any of that, I love that because I've had it all my life when I've wrestled with my dad. It does not matter, and there is not going to be a nastier game than that because that's what he's learned and only he's learned. And he learned more. Like we used to have a man in the gym that was Kyle's wrestling coach, and like he taught me dad a lot, and he taught me a lot. Like he was phenomenal. Named Sean Bassett, and like he was amazing in his groundwork, and like sadly he's not here no more, but like he was amazing, and like he is one of the best grapplers that I've ever known. But like now we have like team in it, like the elite team in Liverpool MMA. Like we've got Bellator fighters like Tim Barnett as well. Laws is coming up, and like there's not many because they have families, but like another one, Maka, we call him, Adam McGann. He is phenomenal. His boxing is crazy, and his jit is unreal. So like, there's always people there that like you don't know of because like you've never really took it because they've got families to care of. But like they're always there helping me grind. So like I'm grateful for that, and I don't know how ever I'll repay them, but they're always there. Like Maka, Adam, his name is, always comes and helps me with my weight cuts. So like he always does it, and he comes in and he's like, how much have we got to go? And there's always a little bit more each time because like I found out I'd done it very wrong from like my first 3 fights when I fought Craig, fought Fahad, and I fought Liam. I was like, I'd weigh in 61.1 and the next day I'd be 62.1. And like Liam helped me with this a lot because I said to him, how much are you cutting? And he said he was cutting like a lot more than I could because I only done 0.8 for Liam fight. That was 1 back and 1 wrap. So I was like, well, everyone else is bigger the next day and I'm still the same weight than I was on the Friday morning. So I'm like, all right. So now my routine is giving me GSP water load, which I like to do. And that helps me a lot to lose a lot of weight in a fight week. And then I just cut the rest in the bath. But like, I don't really, like, everyone, but when I first done it, everyone was like, oh, I hate the bath, hate the wrap. I don't really mind it because it's so relaxing. It just relaxes me muscles, and I like to go to sleep in the towel because like it just doesn't affect me. I put music on and I just go to sleep. I just go in my own world. I like to zone out. And like fight day, like my heart rate is always low. Like the past 2 times I've fought for years, like the doctors have come in my room twice, 3 times. Are you all right? Because my heart rate is that low. But I know when it's time to go, then I'll come into it. The energy will kick in, and that's when I get told. And I like it. Like I have a little routine. I slap my legs, I slap my face, I slap my back, just because like that Thai game, I've always done it. And Kyle and my dad, each side, slap my legs up, slap my ribs up, just to get them used to when I go in and say if I get kicked. It's not going to affect me.
The blood's pumping.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that about the food side, and I like you like your food and your weight was so low. When I was training full time, nearly a decade ago, maybe a bit less. I used to walk around at like 59 kilos, fight a bantamweight. I fought a flyweight as well. But the night before, I didn't care about food. Like, nah, I'm going to hit weight tomorrow. I'll go KFC, fuck it. Just because I could. It's the stupidest thing ever. And I don't train at all anymore, but I probably walk around. I'm over 86 now. I'm not as active as I used to be, but I used to love being that small because like, I could eat anything. I mean, I could eat pizzas for days and then never do a weight cut and still walk in at bantamweight, and it's the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like some of these sessions now, like I'm grafting between them, but I'm getting a sweat on the way I've never had. Like I've got a new boxing coach, John Tyler, and like I used to have I always used to do boxing, but like now John's coming to it, and like he's a phenomenal boxing coach, and like we do rounds upon rounds. We'll do about 15 threes, then we'll do 3 5s, just different types of rounds for me to get used to. And he's boxing, and that's all he has. He's made champions in boxing, but like he's started understanding the MMA game, and he studies it, and he reads the books a lot. And I know that's people what I need in my team that I'm trying to build around me. I know what I need, and I need people like that who are going to understand how I fight and are going to just study the way I fight for me, and which will help me a better fighter. So like it's good with the teams that I have, and like I feel I am very, very grateful for this and how people have actually took a shine to me. But it's all hard work, and that's what I'm always open for. I don't get the same buzz that I do. Like sometimes you'll go to sessions and you'll be like, oh, I don't really want to train today. But like I know if I stay off, and once that session's over, I should have went to the gym. I should have done that. So I'm always getting up and I just go. And like if I don't do it when I know I should have, I do get a bollocking. I know they're not just like me dad. I'll get one by Kyle, get one. What have you been up to today? Kyle rings me most days. I always speak to Kyle. Like he's a lot more than just a coach. He's like my older brother. So he always keeps me in check. He always tells me to do this and he always tells me to do that. Like he sets me drills for a daily basis. So like it's good. And with other lads from the MMA academy, they have group chats. They always set drills. They do yoga classes. Like we have lad Gaza, he does all the yoga for us, and like the yoga helps me a lot because we don't stretch as much now. That's what everyone forgets. Everyone does not stretch now that they're out of quarantine. And like I stopped stretching for about a week and a half, and I've never felt so stiff in my life. So I got on the yoga and I've been doing the yoga classes, and now I feel back to normal. I feel great in this quarantine. I've been eating what I want, but I am still in shape, and I am. And so I'm just grafting, trying to get 2-3 sessions in a day.
That's what I was going to touch on next on the lockdown. How is it affecting you? If you're able to get sessions in, like you said, what sessions are you doing? So how are you trying to keep in as best physical shape as possible? Because we don't know how long it's going to last for, and we don't know when this Marlon fight might come about. It might be soon, it might be months away. We don't know. How are you keeping the same physical and healthy mindset?
Well, I'm very fortunate, to be fair, because Kyle has spoke to me and he's given me basically loads of equipment from the gym, kettlebells, slam balls. He's given me mats from under the cage. He's given me pads, gloves. So like, and then he's just given me a bag and he's given me something to hang out the bag. So I have a bag in the back garden now. But I've got a coach, and like my dad is like my main coach. He's like my manager. So like, he does a lot of training with me, and he does like a lot of mental work and where I need to be. And like we always have a schedule, what we weight and my mindset throughout each week of the fight camp. And he tells me where I need to be, what I need to be doing, and how much weight I need to lose, or if I do need to lose any that week. So I'm very fortunate because as my dad's one of my main coaches, he pads me, he wrestles with me, he does like drills with me, he does everything for me. So I'm very fortunate now that he's off work and he's just always doing me. Like if I haven't done a session and I wake up late, he wakes me up, go on a run, or go and do a session in the back. If I don't do it myself, but I'm getting into the mindset like where a year ago I didn't have, but now I'm in the mindset to just get up and go, and that's all I do. I run until I can't, and then I come home.
Wow. So what other, so apart from the physical side during lockdown, what else are you doing to keep saying, obviously you like playing your computer games? Is there anything else that you're doing? Are you listening to music? Are you watching any TV series or films that you want to catch up on?
I watch like like a couple of CDs and stuff, series and stuff like that, like Iron Fist. I've been watching Money Heist. I watch all stuff like that. I watch like Kingsman, like all that stuff is like like a lot of action in it, a lot of fighting, which I do like to watch. But I watch a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts and like analysis on fighters, especially Israel Adesanya. Like he's one of the main fighters that I like for, and watch a lot on Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She's like one of my favorite fighters. So I watch a lot of analysts and like how they train, and I always keep up with their social media to keep me sane, because whatever they're doing, I think, oh, well, I want to be like them, so I'll do that. So, and the sessions are hard, which is keep me saying, like, it's crazy how much we do train as fighters. And then, like, when we have all this spare time now, like, we have to think, and you do see why people have a lot of anxiety and depression, and how the brain can just carry on without, like, and carry on and just think, and how, like, dangerous your brain actually is. So, like, for everyone, I do think they should be doing physical activity in this period, because it can get to a lot of people, even running by yourself, bike rides, walking. So, and even just shadow boxing. Shadow boxing's a main key. Like, I take a session on a like house party, like another app like this, and I have like all my mates, like James Nixon, Connor Walsh, Jake Devon, or Charlie Barmer, all them come on the house party, and I take a shadow boxing and a circuit session for us, which is like, it's hard, and like we're always dripping with sweat, and it's only in our rooms, so we know we're getting good grafting, and like we feel good about it, because we know there's not much like facilities and gyms and coaches that we can get, but we're always texting, what should this session be today? I always get like texts off me coaches what I need to do and what I need to be doing. So like the lockdown, it's hard. It is hard, and it has been, because of like I'm really getting bored out the end. Like my mum and dad have like, I've got a picture in the house of like me fighting, and there's like, you know, the letter that you got off the government. They stuck that on the picture, just telling me that I need to stay inside and I need to stop going out, because like I fish a lot, and that's what keeps me like calm. Like, I like to fish, but I can't do that no more. So like it is hard, but just with the help of my mates, my family, like my mum, my sister, and my dad, they're always doing something for me. So like I couldn't ask for anything more, because they're the one who's keeping me sane. I'm not keeping me sane; they're keeping me sane by giving me stuff to do.
The just before I let you go, I just want to quickly say, if you've got any sort of words that we can pass on to Marlon, to anything you want to say about the fight, anything you're looking forward to, anything you've got to say to him.
Well, I don't really have much to say. I want this fight to happen, and I know he wants it to happen, because I know it's like going to be a great fight. But good luck, and it's the best man who's going to win. But like when this fight got announced, I text Marlon saying thank you for taking this fight, because like there's been tension there, but we're civil, we're mates, so we always speak when we see each other at shows. I always ask how he's getting on. He always asks me. So there's not much there, but like with the team that's coming on now, like I have a couple of other gyms, like one in America, Alliance. They're like, that's crazy. And I have another mate, Staff Swano, who's Stafford Swainston, he's from Leeds, and he fights out of AVT. He's the current cage deal featherweight champion. He helps me a lot. Like, he always texts me. I'm always keeping up with him. I can wrestle with him a lot, and there's no easy rounds. He puts it on me good. So, yeah, but to Marlon, I don't have much. Just, I can't wait to fight him, and it'll be a good fight.
Awesome. If people want to follow you now that they've maybe got to know you a bit more on social media, how can they follow you? What's your handles?
My Instagram is Kurtis Campbell 12, and the Facebook is Kurtis Space Campbell with a K for the Kurtis.
Okay. Yeah. Before we let you go, then, anyone you'd like to thank, sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank me sponsors: Travel Society, Kirby Blinds, Body Fuel, R&R Events, Sports Massage Liverpool, and Pure Hydration. They're always sending me stuff out and keeping me in shape where I need to be. So I've got this hat on, which is Tribal, and then I've got all my sponsors all over my top. So they're always sending me stuff out, keeping me active, and just, always speaking to me, asking how I'm getting on. So I've got a grateful sponsor team. So it's all coming into place now where it needs to be.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Kurtis. Like I
Thank you,
say,
Jake.
we'll get this out there, and yeah, best of luck. If you need anything from us, let us know.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Nice one, pal. I'll speak to
See
you
you soon.
soon.
See you soon.